Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? It is Friday, April 14th, 2023, 6:23 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:23 a.m. Eastern Time. I have been trying to go live for about 5 minutes and I've had a sneezing fit. So I finally stopped sneezing enough to boot up live. Good morning. This is a pregame show. This is not a game show. It's a pre-game show. And this is where my goal is to get you ready for the trading day by going over indices, commodities, crypto movers and shakers of the day. I officially get started in 6 minutes. Between now and then, I'm going to do an audio visual check and I'm going to say hello to my friends and do a few chart requests. Hey, Shake and Bake. I knew it was Talladega nights. I knew it. Hey, Renaissance Man. Hey, Nugget, Bob, Ponzi, Abram. Hey, Carlos, Mal. Yeah, I did work with a lot of Indian physicians and they taught me about commodity, and I just think it's a cool sport, and it's a great analogy for bulls and bears trying to get across those proverbial lines, those support and resistance. Hey, all Nick, Casey, Tess. Hey, Homebody, Fernando, Basque, Jungle Cat, Mary, Sam. Hi, Ed, Dave, Curtis, Randy, Sandor. I take a look at Apple every day. Hey, Griffin. Let's go back up to the top. I see a lot of chart requests today. Okay, ADA. Hopefully my sneezing fit stays at bay. That's looking healthy. Hourly, we have a double bottom. Call it an EQ. Potential 4-hour bull flag. Overbought. With this type of strong move up, first 5-minute oversold could be great opportunities for buying. This is the Backburner indicator. First 5-minute oversold after a large outsized move up. And as you can see, it worked perfectly. And so I would keep buying those until it stops working. This could be a 5-minute bear flag. It is elevated bear volume. So be careful and possibly wait for the next 15-minute oversold for a potential long. But bulls have control. And I pulled up a picture of Kabadi so you could see it. This is that midline that's so important. It's this constant push-pull over this line, and it's just a great analogy for trading, I think. All right. AMD. AMD is weak. It had a red day where the market was super green. Close with the inside bar. We held the prior day low, 91.83, 91.74. So we do have a double bottom there. That could be a good area to possibly bottom fish, but semiconductors have just been taking it in the chin. I looked at this earlier, and this is what I saw. And I should be real careful drawing this. Ugh, no, I hate that, and I hate the word hate. This had a falling wedge look to it, where we're getting lower lows without follow through. So it's weak in the overall market. However, I think playing along against this obvious support at 91.74 makes sense, if that makes any sense to you. And I get started early so I can warm up. So my technical analysis is weak at the beginning. Hopefully it gets better as I go along. Buenos dias. Thanks, Night Truck. MSTR is probably doing great because Bitcoin's doing great. Yep. So for this one, if you want a long, I would wait for first 5-minute oversold, and I already have. I'm going to show you my notes today. These notes I typically reserve for TCG members only, but I'm going to show you my notes today, and I have Riot and Mara as potential backburner names with Bitcoin strength, so MSTR would definitely fall in that category. This one's had a crazy move up. Up 200% since December. That's interesting. Daily is approaching overbought. Weekly approaching the 200 MA. His name is strong. It's hard to short it with Bitcoin strength. You're definitely better off being a conservative bull and waiting for first 5 minute oversold. Oh, cool. Cool, Mel. I know, Nugget. I need to bust out my Zyrtec. I haven't been taking it. That's my fault. I will go over Tesla in just a bit, if that's okay, Mariko. I cover, here's my everyday. I call it my Wheel of Fortune. 4 names, you know, the RSTLNE, the Wheel of Fortune at the end. Not Wheel of Fortune. Is that it? Yeah, that is what it's called. So Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, and Tesla, those are my 4 names that I go over every single day, along with commodities and these crypto names, and then our 4 major indices. Well, wish you luck, Boogeyman. I wish you luck. It's 6:29. Y'all ready to get started? Well, let's get this show on the road. Hi, good morning. This is who I am, a nasally Charkow Lori. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter at Charkow Lori, that would be wonderful. And you can check us out at chartguys.com and see what we do. What we do is we teach technical analysis. And what technical analysis is, and I haven't said this in a long time, so I think it's time for me to say it in honor of Taylor Swift and what is his name? Alwyn, the breakup, is that we use the left side of the chart, historical data. So we study history essentially, and we use patterns based on humans and crowd psychology to determine what is the more likely scenario on the right side of the chart. In this Taylor Swift blank space is what I like to call it. So we use history and how do humans normally respond in bouts of fear and greed based on candlestick patterns, EMA, volume, indicator, and price. How do they typically behave and what's the most likely scenario? So technical analysis gives you an extra edge, so better than 50% chance of having a winning trade. And that's what I do here every morning, is I try to give you that extra edge. All right, let me drink some water. Good job, Dave. Good job. Okay. Why, thank you, Nugget. So let's go over yesterday's notes. Here's some notes that we discussed. The flies in the ointment. So on Ethereum chart, I think is where I typed it, and I left it there this morning so you could see it. This is from yesterday morning, okay? This is dated information. ES and NASDAQ 4-hour potential bear flags with the hourly 50 MA overhead. The fly in the ointment for the bears, the fly in the ointment was Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin and Ethereum, these risk-on names were strong. And again, we wake up this morning and it's a fly in the ointment again for the bears. So let's go over the notes from yesterday. Here's some of the things that we discussed. Bitcoin and Ethereum relative strength. Apple had a 2-hour falling wedge. Netflix and Amazon was at the daily 50 MA. And I forget, I love being a capitalist. Wasn't it you that said every chart, the big charts you were looking at were at major support? And I said, me too. And I said, Netflix and Amazon are the two just coming up first, you know, what I'm recalling, first charts I can think of when we were discussing it, that were at the daily 50 MA. And it was standing out to me. All right, NVIDIA had a faux head and shoulders, faux real, my exact words yesterday. I said, watch out. It could be a fake head and shoulders because we have that potential weekly bull flag on a higher time frame. Are y'all remembering this, or is this recalling yesterday is not helping? So this was the head and shoulders we've been watching on NVIDIA, and it's similar on SMH. And I said, be careful with these head and shoulders. You can get a bear break and not have follow through because we have that weekly potential bull flag on a higher time frame. What are some characteristics of a bull flag on a higher time frame? Is small bear breaks on the lower time frame without a lot of follow through. So I see this so often, and we discussed it yesterday, and it was major. So now let me backtrack a little bit. Okay, it was you, capitalist. See, my memory's not that bad. So now I need to backtrack on NVIDIA. We talked about the faux head and shoulders. We talked about the potential weekly bull flag, but this is a relatively weak name. It closed red. I want you to look at this action from yesterday. Look at this. So the market was closing up near the high of day, and NVIDIA was dropping like a rock, an absolute rock. We had two names yesterday that just kept jumping out at me as relatively weak when their cousins, NVIDIA, their cousins, Amazon and Apple were having huge days, and NVIDIA was super weak. And the other name that stood out like that was Coin. Coin was super weak yesterday. And MARA and Riot were screaming like their hair's on, running like their hair's on fire. So NVIDIA, even though we have that potential weekly bull flag, I think it's put up or shut up day for semis. So yesterday I said put up or shut up day for the bulls. It was do or die moment yesterday. We were at those key supports. We had to prove something. The bulls had to prove something, and they did. Okay. Now we have semis that are in their put up or shut up moment. So when we look at AMD, which we went over this just a minute ago, I believe someone asked about it, we have this potential falling wedge, and we're at key support here on the daily. We're at key support. So if semis could give us some big clues again today, yesterday I wrote this on the chart. SMH is going to give us a lot of clues, and XLF. And they are still the most important sectors today, in my opinion, that we need to watch for the most clues on the day. Ethereum and Bitcoin had killer nights last night. Killer. Those are risk on names. So overall, I'm just trying to piece everything together. And if this is too kindergarten, I apologize. I always try to improve on my delivery and teaching style, so always welcome to feedback. So this is the table that I use to convey to you what I'm seeing the most as far as scanning all these different charts and pulling together these correlations. Overall, the market is more bullish than it is bearish. Okay, that's supposed to be bullish right there. It's more bullish than bearish. Tesla and semis are weak, and Microsoft was slightly weak in pre-market. And the 1 hour trend was down at the time. Let's see if it's still down. We just got a higher high, but no official trend change yet. So we still have a double top at 4177.75 here. And this morning's high here. We have a double top. We need to clear 4180, and let's just write it on the chart. Sometimes when we write stuff on the chart, it helps it. Of course, I'm just kidding, but it's funny to say. 4180, we need to clear it for bulls to get the next leg up. If not, it could be a sideways kind of day. Let's look at what we have going on today. Okay, we just had the core retail sales and retail sales come out, export, import prices. And everything else today is pretty much a nothing burger. Fed Waller speaks in 7 minutes. We have consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. You may want to write that down. So overall, not a big data day. We did have earnings in pre-market. JPM and Wells Fargo crushed it. And JPM reported many more accounts were opened with them this past quarter as a result of folks flocking basically from the regional banks over to the four majors. Good morning, Train Man Dan. Hey, Popa. Randy, this is just your second time watching? Where have you been all my life? All right, so Hang Seng was up 4.46% and DAX is up 0.51%, so slightly green. I don't think we can glean a lot from that. Today is Backburner Day. And if you don't know what a Backburner is, you can look up YouTube Chart Guy's Backburner strategy. It is a strategy where you have an outsized move. Here's an example of an outsized move. And that first 5-minute oversold can typically be a good buying point. As in here, as in here. So when you have an outsized move. So what I do is, this is my names that I look at every single day looking for setups for myself in the chat room. So if I'm going through here, I'm going to look for names like Team, 6% move. That should have a good backburner today. ARC, 4%. That should have a good backburner today. Netflix and Mara and Riot are my top 2 out of my 4 Queen of the Mountain trades. Riot and Mara are backburner, and XBI. XBI had a huge move yesterday. So it is backburner day. That's the theme of the day. And so far we had bank beats, so banks were looking good. So let's look at the indices. Hey, Duper, fellow Louisianian. Have some boudin for me. I no longer live in Louisiana, so I miss the food terribly. But my butt does not miss the food. Okay, so ES. So if we look at the 4-hour, I'm not going to give 50 cents. I'm not going to count that as a bull break. We have not had a bull break up the 4-hour range yet on ES. NASDAQ, we have not had a 4-hour bull break of the range yet. RTY, we did. YM, we did. Why? Is RTY and YM outperforming NASDAQ and ES? Because of the banks. Regional banks for IWM and big banks for YM. Now, I'm generalizing, y'all. I mean, of course, what I'm saying to you is accurate, but sometimes my statements are generalizations. I do try to stay away from general opinions because y'all don't need my opinions. Y'all are trying to trade with your real money. So I don't want to give you opinions. I just want to give you the analysis from my specific experience. So RTY and YM are strong today. So those are the sectors I would look to for potential longs. Now, if we're looking for a laggard, let me go to my notes. There are some potential laggard IWM plays or growth names. I have one that I found that I will share with you in just a minute. All right. Yep, Wilson, I'll play the back burner on anything. Anything. So the dollar, something interesting happened with the dollar last night. This is a monthly chart, and we broke support by 3 pennies. So this support is at $100.82. We hit $100 and 100.788 overnight. We broke bear on the monthly. However, 3 pennies does not a bear break make. This is still, I would consider this a double bottom. Well, look what happened when we hit that support. We're bouncing pretty big. So if dollar could keep this bounce going from that monthly double bottom, that could be a headwind for the market. Not necessarily a headwind. It's not always a direct inverse correlation. Sometimes it can be. So we did have a monthly double bottom on the dollar. Gold. So gold is pulling back from that dollar bounce because they are inverse, and that makes sense. But think about all the people that have missed this move up, me being one of them. Think about all the people that have missed this move up. What are they going to want to do? They're going to want to buy these first pullbacks. First hourly oversold on gold. Let's go set that alert. That should be a good one. So an hourly back burner on gold should be a good dip buy with the strength that we have seen over the last few weeks since the bank debacle. Oil's weird. We have an hourly downtrend, but you look at it on larger time frames, it's fine. That's a potential daily bull flag. We are at the daily 200 MA. I have a hard time going long up here on a name that's butting up against the 200 MA on the daily, especially commodities. They tend to respect these boomer indicators more than others. So I call boomer indicators the 50, 100, and 200 simple moving averages. But commodities tend to respect it a little more. This could be a daily bull flag, but I don't like it long up here against that 200 MA overhead. Nat gas, yeah, crisp is strong. Personal aside, yesterday after the trading day, I was helping my parents with medicines. My mom just recently got diagnosed with a treatable cancer. Not trying to bring anyone down. She needs this drug. The drug is $29,000. They have Medicare, and Medicare doesn't cover this drug. And it is the number one leading drug for multiple myeloma. And I looked like, who makes this freaking drug? Bristol Myers? I don't know if I want to go all in on Bristol Myers or short the crap out of them because I'm so mad that it's so expensive. But it's crazy how these life things bring you back to trading. It's like all roads lead back to a chart. Talking about my mom's illness, and I go look at charts. This could be a daily bull flag, just a FYI. Back to commodities. This is a mess. I've been making jokes all week about this chart. I haven't been shy about it. By the way, I told y'all I've had a house guest for the last 2 mornings. He's no longer here. And the guest bedroom is right outside my office. And I felt so bad for him because I'm so loud. And he was like, you were chewing their butts out yesterday. And I'm like, that is not my goal. I'm just very passionate and I don't want people to lose money. But I hope y'all don't think I'm lecturing every day. I have been lecturing about this chart though. This is a train wreck, an absolute train wreck. Thank you, Derek. And the reason I got off on that tangent about my mom is Mary was talking about CRISP and EDIT, and Duke mentioned EDIT. Those are genomic names where they basically work with your own DNA to try to change things up so you can fight whatever's ailing you in your body. And that's what this drug that we need is immunotherapy, and it helps her own stem cells fight cancer. So I think it's amazing technology, and I'm so grateful for the people that have created it. But man, the US, I worked in the healthcare system for over 20 years, so I get it. I get that it's broken, but I am thankful. But I'm not thankful for this chart. This chart's still a disaster. You get no gold stars, no trophies for nailing this bottom. Curtis. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate it. All right, Apple. Apple, look at that bull volume yesterday. I think some shorts got trapped yesterday in poor location, and man, it was really showing on the XBI chart, Apple chart, Amazon chart. I mean, there were just a lot of shorts got really trapped yesterday. So Apple looks wonderful. The question is, will we get a daily higher? Or is this asking too much of the bulls to go take out 166.84 in one fell swoop from this lower low? Or are we asking for too much? I was looking at the market cap yesterday, 2.6 trillion. Do y'all remember, if you're new here, we talked about this January of 2022. We talked about this $3 trillion market cap on Apple that could serve as synthetic resistance, and it did. So it'll be interesting if Apple were to return, which I'm assuming it will, to the all-time high and that $3 trillion market cap. Will it serve as synthetic resistance again? I don't know, but I'm intrigued. Okay, so Apple, I am not convinced that we can go take this out on one fell swoop. And let me just show you something else. Apple could be a Head and Shoulders. But when I have a table that looks like this, I can't be bearish. I may be I could possibly top fish and counter trend scalp it, but it's just a scalp. And so when the med table, and I call this my market environment dossier, when the med table is over 100, look for reverse backburners. So that is for a bearish. And then for bullish, it's opposite. When the med table is over 100 to the bullish side, look for regular backburners. And that's where we are today. We are more bullish than bearish. Our score is over 100. So dips are for buying until bears prove otherwise. Hey, Elias, that's very nice. Thank you. Hey, Trey, you're back? Okay, well, I can get going now. Now that Trey's back, I can really start saying the good stuff. There are 314 of you and only 92 likes. If y'all can hit that like button, that'd be great. All right, Amazon. Daily lower high is still possible on Amazon as well compared to 104.20. So what am I more comfortable? What direction am I more comfortable trading on Amazon and Apple when they closed up so big and green yesterday? It's bullish, and it's going to be the first 5-minute oversold, but it has to happen during regular trading hours. This doesn't count when it happens during extended hours. So I'm looking for first 5-minute oversold in regular trading hours for potential backburner trades on Amazon and Apple, looking for those hourly higher lows. Nvidia, we beat this horse to death. It has that falling wedge look to it as well. Bulls have got to hold on to the low of yesterday and turn this ship around. There is some heavy selling in Nvidia. Okay, let's look at this right. I want y'all look at this 15-minute volume. Let me blow it up. Okay, that's too blown up. Do y'all see this volume on Nvidia? It's nothing. It's just bears. It's bears. Now look at Apple. Look at the green. I guess I was on the hourly when I was looking at it. Yeah, this is more clear. Look at Apple. Look at that bull volume. Nvidia, look at that. Apathy. Completely apathetic towards Nvidia. Throwing it away. So we got to see some bull volume show up in Nvidia and AMD today, and that could also help the market get through that 4180 resistance. What about you, Jorge? Hey, Jorge. Sheffield, give you a reason? Tracy Chapman, give me one reason. There you go. There's a reason to hit the like button. That I took your statement and gave you the name of the singer who sang the song. I know that's not what you were talking about. Okay. Tesla's weak. Hourly EMAs are overhead. 186.50 is your resistance. I would not put this in the back burner category. Tesla did not have a wonderful day yesterday. I wouldn't consider it had a 3% move, which is good, but I wouldn't consider it an outsized move looking for a back burner trade. So Tesla is overall weak. We have a daily inside bar. So we'll see how if it tightens up even more inside yesterday's range, or can it get out of it? And I'm going to keep holding my position, I don't have a position, but my thesis on Tesla, as long as we remain in a daily downtrend and these key moving averages overhead, 50 RSI acting as resistance, it's hard to get bullish on Tesla. Carvana. Okay, Carvana is a growth name. It had an okay day yesterday. But this chart, y'all look at the squeeze. This sucker is coiling. So we'll see. It closed with an inside bar yesterday, but I'm looking for Carvana to possibly be a laggard bull, meaning the other growth names yesterday, a la XBI, 4.4%, ARC, 4%, So CBNA, with this tightening range and this squeeze on the daily and the hourly, this could be a good one, y'all. This could be a really good one. And I'm looking for it for a potential long. There's Ethereum 5-minute oversold. Okay. Okay, PLTR. Yeah, it has an inside range. You see, it doesn't have that squeeze. It doesn't have that pressure building as much as CBNA, but very similar charts. It does have a daily squeeze. Very similar charts. So Riot and Mara, I'm looking for first 5-minute oversold for potential trade setups, and XBI, first 5-minute oversold for a potential setup. Okay. All right, I'll take a chart request. I have time for 1 or 2 or none if y'all are good. And we will wrap up this week. Attila, hi. Yes, how I play for MARA or Riot. This is how I trade. Oops. So I'm looking for the first 5-minute oversold, and then I wait. I want to buy on the right side of the V, not the left side. So I'm always looking for a small trend change or some elevated volume to come in for a potential buy. So I don't just hit the buy button because it's 5-minute oversold. I don't do that. I do not do that. I wait for small trend changes on lower time frames to go long, or I look for bull volume at a key support level. And that's the key, is you want to be buying at support. If I don't have a support level nearby, where do I put my stop? I guess I could put it as a percentage, saying I'm okay with a 1% loser or whatever, but you want to have some type of change in momentum back to upside in order to buy a Backburner. Good question. That was from the TCG side. I didn't check trading view. Tesla on daily. Let me look at it. Pagusti. I haven't seen it, but no. I don't see a bullish pennant at all. Like, at all on Tesla. Vive for Camps Bay. You are up against the daily 200 MA overhead. The liquidity on this one is not that great, if I remember right. Big spreads. You could try a pullback buy, but a daily lower high is anticipated compared to 183.97. DUOL. Oh, thanks, Griffin. I don't get this name. It was only up 0.79%, going sideways right now. Daily chart looks okay. It is in a daily downtrend. We just got that lower low right there. This is a tough one. Duke the Fool. This one's tough. With this daily chart, it'd be hard to be a bear. But this is, again, apathy in a big, strong market. And yesterday we had this type of action. It's relatively weak yesterday compared to the market. MKR. I don't think this is, did you mean Merck? Yeah, you can't do analysis on 101,000 on 22-cent stock. CXAI is there's going to be a trail of tears. Don't let it be yours. This is going to lead to a trail of tears for a lot of people. Very pumpy dumpy. Be careful. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for being here. Hit that like button. Give me a follow on Twitter at CharkOwLori and TCGers. I will copy these notes over to you in just a second. Thank y'all for being here. Use stop losses.